What's up everybody, it's Damron. I'm playing the Lego Harry Potter collection. We are on years 5 through 7. We are at the final video of the entire collectibles. We've covered years 1 through 4. We are on years 5 through 7. In this video, we're covering the hub areas in this game, Diagon and Knockturn Alley, as well as the London area, as well as the Wilderness. So if you've been following along this guide, you should have all your story missions completed, all the house crests, the true wizard, and we've also completed the Hogswort and the Hogsmeade sections of the hub. So let's go ahead and get started with our final collectibles, and we're going to head out of the Leaky Cauldron and into Diagon Alley, and this is where we're going to start our video. And we're going to grab our first golden brick in Diagon Alley. So if you just go kind of down the alleyway a little bit and then left, right here in this alleyway tucked behind Weasley's shop entrance right here, you'll just pick up this golden brick. For our next character token, just continue heading down the alley and you'll see a table right here on the left. You just need to hit that with any spell and that'll spawn our next character token. From that character token, now we're going to continue down the alleyway a little bit, and you should see some vines kind of hanging out right here in front of Ollivanders here. Now this one's a little bit tricky solo. If you have co-op or you want to plug a second controller in, it might be a little bit easier. But what happens is when you use your Lumis Solum on the vines, they go away and they pop out on the other side, and you have to have essentially two characters that putting the vines away at the same time, and the AI doesn't really seem to help you out a lot here. You have to kind of use one, park it in front of one of the vines like I did with Hermione, and then use someone else to get over there quickly without your first one kind of going away. So you have to do both of those vines to get away in order to get that character token. So now let's head into Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, the shop, and the first thing that we're going to do is get our next student in peril. So just head to the left hand side. You'll find this guy stuck up in a spider web, so just shoot him and he will fall down, and that will free our next student in peril. Still on this same side of the room, you should see a little box with some rockets on it right next to where we just freed our student in peril. You need to shoot those rockets and then they will kind of fly up and create small little fireworks. After they have exploded, now we can actually shoot the box that the rockets were in, and you may have to actually physically aim. I had a hard time getting it to automatically shoot it, but once you destroy that box, you will get Fred Weasley. Similar to Fred, we can also get George Weasley by heading to the left hand side. You're going to find another crate with a couple more rockets in them. We're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to shoot the rockets first and then shoot the crate they were in order to unlock this character token. Now we're going to get our next character token. Still on this left hand side, there's a small gray box with a purple top right here. You simply just need to shoot it with any spell and that'll spawn your next character token. Now we're going to head to the right hand side. For this we're going to need Reductos, so you should see kind of three silver cages with some animals in them. You need to shoot all three of those with your Reducto spell. When you blow all three up, you will get your next character token. After you've grabbed that, now we can get our next golden brick. Right beside those silver crates, you should see a kind of black and red rock. We need to interact with that with dark magic. Simply interacting that will create a musical box that you can listen to and also grab our next golden brick. Alright, so we've grabbed everything in the Wheezes shop, so let's head out back to Diagon Alley, and now we're going to head up to Madame Malkin's robes. So her shop is just north of Weasley's Wheezes, so head in here. The very first thing that we're going to do in Madame Malkin's, there's going to be a clothing rack right in front of you. You simply just need to shoot that with any spell, and Madame Malkin will spawn right on top of the clothing rack for you to pick up. Now we're going to head up to the second level of this shop. On the right-sided kind of dressing room, you just need to shoot that with any spell and it will free our next student in peril. Same as that student in peril, we're going to get our next golden brick by shooting the left-hand sided changing room. When you shoot that, the golden brick will spawn right here for you to pick up. Alright, once you've finished off Madame Malkin's robe, we've actually gotten everything in Diagon Alley now. So Diagon Alley is complete. We'll come back a little bit later to purchase everything. But now we're going to head to Knockturn Alley. And in order to get to the Knockturn Alley, you do have to have the Defendo spell. As I mentioned in the free roam kind of collectibles, I do recommend you go after these after you've beaten the game, so you've got everything that you need. But all the way at the end of this alley, you'll see a lock that you can use Defendo on, and use that, and you will be able to cut the lock and then head into Knockturn Alley. Once you're in Knockturn Alley, immediately when you get in, there's a lock that you can break with dark magic, and then you'll be able to use any spell on the pipe, and once you do that, you'll get your next character token. After we've picked that up, now we're going to head down the alleyway of Knockturn Alley just about halfway, and on the left-hand side, you should see a crate that has a spider in it. You need to shoot that crate, and it will spawn our character token. Now we're going to head all the way to the end of Knockturn Alley, and similarly to the one we just got, all the way at the end of the alley, you'll see another crate that's housing a spider at the very end, so simply destroy that, and we'll get Slytherin twin number 1. Right beside that character token, you should see a boulder that is smashing an unconscious student in peril. You're going to have to use dark magic on that boulder, and it will blow up the boulder and free our student in peril. After you pick that up, the last thing we're going to get in Knockturn Alley is our next character token, which is just in a small alley. You can't see it, to the right of Borgin and Burkes. So it's to the right in this alley. You just need to go in there and you'll pick it up. Alright, so after you've picked that up, that's actually everything in Knockturn Alley itself. We're going to grab our last few things in the Borgin and Burkes store. So head in here. The first thing that you're going to do is immediately to the right, go up to the register, so to speak, and there are 16 golden bricks that we're going to want to purchase. This is going to cost, in total, 12 million studs. So if you haven't been activating those red bricks to increase your score, I do recommend you do that. We're going to talk about how to get infinite money later, but be sure you buy the 16 golden bricks that are right here. There's also another golden brick in Borgin and Burkes that's out in the open just to the left. You can see it right in front of the mirror here. You just have to jump up just a little bit to pick that up. Now we're going to get our next character token. We do need dark magic in order to do this. You should see a chest just to the right of where we are, just sitting in the middle of the room. Use dark magic on that chest and it will spawn some skeleton pieces that you can now build into a skeleton. As soon as you build him in true Lego fashion, destroy him and you will get your next character token. For our next character token, we're going to head all the way to the left-hand side of Borgin and Burkes, and you're going to find an aquarium back here that needs to be filled up with water. So simply just fill that up, and after it's full, you're going to have to shoot it 3 times. So 1, 2, and then 3. And after you shoot it the 3rd time, a character token will spawn for you to pick up. Now for our next golden brick, we're going to head to the bonus level in this game. So in years 5 through 7, after you have completed every story level, you can come into Borgin and Burkes and build this kind of doorway here at the top of the stairs. So you're going to want to do that, and then when you go in here, you're actually going to be in this bonus level, and essentially you can't turn on the score multipliers here, so you're going to have to do it legit at least the first time, and you basically just go around and destroy everything, interact with everything, and your goal is to get 1,000,000 studs. And when you get 1,000,000 studs, the mission will immediately end and you will be awarded with your golden brick for beating the bonus level. Alright, so now that we've got that, we're going to head back to the Leaky Cauldron. So head back to Diagon Alley, back into the Leaky Cauldron. And in this tavern, there's a few things that we're going to get. The first thing that we're going to get is a next character token. On the left side of the Leaky Cauldron, you should see 2 kind of red bar stools. If you shoot them with any spell, they'll kind of go down on the ground and they'll act as a way to spring you way up in the air. So you need to just shoot them down and let it shoot you up and then get, kind of jump into our next character token that's way up in the air. So after you've grabbed that, we're going to get our next golden brick. So I've actually already grabbed this one so you can see the ghost character. I've already actually got the red or the golden brick in this area. But what you have to do is grab 3 mugs in this room. 2 of them are on the tables right up there in the front of the room. The 3rd one is right there on that table, and then it will instruct you to bring those mugs over to right here. So you can see I've already placed those mugs on these green kind of Lego pieces, and when you place all 3, you'll get your golden brick. For our next student in peril, we're going to head up the stairs to the 2nd floor of the Leaky Cauldron. As soon as you go up the stairs, you're going to see another student in peril who is stuck in a spider web. I don't know how these guys keep getting stuck in spider webs, but simply shoot him and he will fall down and you will free that student in peril. After that, now head through the door, and that's going to kind of lead you up into the upstairs area of the Leaky Cauldron. And once you kind of go up here, go all the way to the back where the area of the projector is. This is where you can kind of watch cutscenes that you've unlocked. You can rewatch all the cutscenes. But to the left side of this upstairs area, behind this couch, is our next character token. Alright, so now we're going to head to the London area. So back down to the first floor of the Leaky Cauldron, out the right-hand door, and that's going to lead us to the London kind of streets area. The first thing that we're going to do here is switch to a key character, because just south of where you come out of the door is a, vault that you can open with any key character. Simply open that up for our next character token. After you've grabbed that, now we want to switch to Ron. We're going to be using his Deluminator spell to grab the light that's right off this little lamppost right beside the vault that we just opened. So pick that up, and now we're going to head south down the street all the way until it kind of hangs to the right. When it turns to the right, you're going to pass this, kind of shed here, but then you're going to see this bookstore where you can place the Deluminator light, and it will open the door and allow you to grab the character token inside it. For our next character token, or our next two, we need to clean up some graffiti in London. The first one is just to the left of where we were. You're going to see a yellow Lego brick painted on the wall. Simply clean that up, and you'll get your next character token. Similarly to that one, we're going to clean up another piece of graffiti. So just head around the corner. You're going to see a Lego head here on the wall. Simply use your Augmenti spell on that again to clean that up and spawn our next character token. For our next student in peril, we're going to head across the street. You'll see a bright red trash can. You just need to shoot that with any spell, and once you shoot it, it will spit out our next student in peril. From that trash can, continue heading to the left down the London street, and we're going to get our next golden brick. You should see a guitar and a speaker in a window. Simply use Wingardium Leviosa on that, and you're going to listen to a little short rock song. There's going to be some people dancing, but it eventually will spawn our golden brick right in front of the window for you to pick up. Alright, so for our next red brick, the gold brick detector, I've actually already grabbed this one, so you can see the ghost here guy, right? I've already unlocked this red brick, but I'm going to show you exactly what you have to do as always. So head south in this London Street area. You should see a large yellow dumpster. Around this yellow dumpster are going to be two trash cans. They look just like this one right here, and you're going to use Wingardium Leviosa to bring that over the dumpster. The trash cans will automatically kind of empty into the dumpster, and after you've emptied both, the dumpster will spit out the red brick. You're going to carry that red brick to the owl, which is located right here, place it there, and it will obviously fly away, and it will now be available for you to unlock in the Leaky Cauldron. So that's how you get that red brick. So go ahead and grab that, and now once we've done that, we're going to head into the Luchino Caffe, or the diner, which is right here. So you need to be past level 8-1 to even go inside here, so keep that in mind. The first thing that we're going to do when we come in here is head to the left hand side. We're going to use dark magic right here on this kind of pitcher, and it's going to pour water into this cup and also destroy it and spawn our next character token. Still with our next character token, we're going to be using dark magic again in order to open up this cabinet that's on the left hand wall. Once you open that up with dark magic, it's going to spawn 3 scrubbers that you can use to clean these 3 tables that are dirty on the left hand side. Now you don't have to use dark magic in order to interact with the scrubbers. You do need to use dark magic to open the cabinet, but you could use Wingardium Leviosa right here. But once you clean up all 3 of those tables, the character token will spawn on top of the table for you to pick up. Also on the left side of the room on the wall is a chalkboard and a piece of chalk that we can use Wingardium Leviosa. Simply use Wingardium Leviosa on the chalk, and it's going to kind of draw the character token on the chalkboard and automatically give it to you. Now moving to the right hand side, you should see 4 clocks that are up on the wall here. It doesn't matter what order you do this in. You could use these in any order you like, okay? But you simply need to use Wingardium Leviosa on all 4 of the clocks. Once you've used Wingardium Leviosa on all 4 clocks, the character token will spawn for you to pick up. All right, so once you've got that, now we're going to head to the kind of back kitchen area of this diner. As soon as you go into the back area, you can use dark magic on this small little canister that's right on the left-hand side of the room. It'll fly away, explode on the back wall, and also spawn our next character token. For our next student in peril, on the left side of this kitchen area, you should see a sink. It's going to have the, blue and red stud there on the left-hand side. Just use Wingardium Leviosa. The sink will fill up and also shoot out our next student in peril. Honestly, don't even know where he was, but thankfully, we saved him. So after you save that student in peril, now we're going to get our next character token by cleaning and putting away the dishes that are back here. So now that we've filled up the water, we can use Wingardium Leviosa on the dirty dishes, which will place them in the sink. Then you can use Wingardium Leviosa again to put them on the rack up on the back of the left wall, and that will also spawn your next character token. Now moving on, we're going to get another character token. If you just kind of move, you should see a radio on the right hand side of the room. You just need to use Wingardium Leviosa on that radio. You're going to see a nice little tune. The waitress will dance and also spawn a character token of her above her head. Just to the left of that waitress, you should see an orange handle, so we need to use a very strong character. Dudley, Hagrid, whoever you have with you, simply use their ability on that handle and it will destroy this kind of cabinet and also spawn another golden brick to add to our collection. Alright, so for our next character token, we're going to have to head to the front of the diner area. We're going to be using the front and the back. But the first thing that we need to do is grab this green cup that's on the back of the wall here. And then we're going to place it into this coffee maker. It's going to fill up the mug with coffee. Now you can pick that up and we're going to take that all the way to the front of the kind of dining area. There's going to be a green table that we can place that on. And then the second item that we need to place with our drink is some food. So head back into the kitchen area. And next to the waitress is some stinky meat. So you should see it having this green, nasty fume. So use Wingardium Leviosa and actually touch the electrical panels that are on the wall, and it will magically cook them and get rid of the stink. It's not rotten anymore. So now we can pick up that plate of food, bring it back to that same green table that's in the dining area, and place it down. So once you've placed the mug and you've placed the food, you're going to get a small cutscene of a guy that's going to come in and enjoy the meal that you made for him. So once he's finished that, it will destroy and also give you Dudley, which is a very good, very strong character that you can get early in the game. So you may have come here and picked him up just to use him throughout the story levels, but that is how you get him. So after we finish that, we've actually finished up the cafe. We're going to head to King's Cross, which is also known as platform 9 3/4. So in the London area, just kind of head down this stairwell to be into this train station, King's Cross. Again, platform 9 3/4. This is how you get to Hogswort and Hogsmeade. The first thing that we're going to do, right from where you come down, you should see the student in peril that's hanging on this clock. You need to shoot the clock in order to knock him down and free that next student in peril. From him, we're going to kind of continue in the north or up, right? You should see this kind of red lock that's going around this column here. You need to use your Defendo spell on that, and that will allow you to then cut the lock in half. It will spawn your red brick that we can take to the owl, who's all the way on the northern portion of this kind of train station. So take that up to him. He'll fly away, and the score ×4 will now be unlocked for purchase in the Leaky Cauldron. Alright, so now we're going to kind of head in the southern direction in the train station for our next character token. Head all the way down until you kind of come to this small newsstand, this kind of blue and white newsstand. There's going to be some newspapers kind of hanging from it. So you first needed to destroy all the newspapers that are hanging from this little newsstand. I was kind of looking for more to destroy here, but after you destroy that, then you need to destroy the top of the newsstand itself. So essentially just kind of keep shooting it until it basically explodes enough that the character token will spawn right in front of it for you to pick up. Alright, so continuing on to our next character token, right beside that newsstand, you should see kind of a yellow recycling dispenser on this column here. You simply need to shoot that with any spell, and that will unlock the Muggle Orphan for you to pick up. Now heading south from that, we need to have a character that has an animal, so Crookshanks with Hermione. You can bring Fang if you like, whoever, but head all the way to the south portion of this train station. You will find an animal tubing that you can climb up into and get our next character token, as well as our next golden brick, which is at the end of that tunnel. So just simply go up there with an animal and you'll be able to grab both of those collectibles. Alright, so that's it for King's Cross and Platform 9 3/4. And we've actually also finished the London area, Diagon, Knockturn, and the Leaky Cauldron areas. So now we're going to head to the final area of our kind of hub collectibles in LEGO Harry Potter years 5 through 7, and the last section of all of our collectibles in this entire game. So in the London area, head all the way to the left past the diner. You're going to find a pink base plate, and this is how you can get back to the wilderness area, because it's going to spawn an apparition point. You're going to be coming here throughout your normal story playthrough, but again, we're going to go after all of these after we've completed the game. The first thing that you head into when you come back here, you'll be in this tent, and on the left side of the tent is a book cabinet that we can interact with a character like Hermione, anybody that can interact with a book cabinet, and simply input the code and it will spawn your next character token for you. After you've grabbed that, we're going to grab our next student in peril, so we're going to swap to Ron, and Ron is going to be able to use his Deluminator ability to the lamp that's on the right side of the tent. So once you've picked that up, head to the back central portion, and you'll find a student in peril that is stuck in some vines up at the top of the tent. Simply use your Deluminator to put the light in the lamp up there, and that will free that student in peril. For our next golden brick, we're going to head to the back left corner of this tent. So if you go back there, you should see a chest that you can interact with dark magic. So simply blow that up, and that will spawn our next golden brick for you. Now, this might not be 200 because there is a glitched brick in the game at the Hogsmeade station that you can actually pick up twice. So that's not actually the last golden brick. So you may be still at 199. Nonetheless, once you grab that, let's head out of the tent, and that's going to put us here, again, assuming that we're coming here after we've finished the entire game, because the tent does move around in this section. So for instance, the one we're going to grab now is after level 8-1. You'll actually use Defendo on this wall as part of your story playthrough, okay? But I wanted to, not grab the collectible at that point to show you where it is. So it's right behind that Defendo wall. Again, you'll progress past that. Similarly, this particular character token that we're going to grab right here is after level 7-4. You're going to use a pink base plate with Hermione to progress, and a tree is going to get knocked down, and this token will spawn right in front of this tree. So you may have grabbed this earlier, but if you didn't, it's right there. So for our next character token, we're going to head all the way to the left side of this kind of upper area of the wilderness, all the way to the point where it starts to kind of slope up. So you can see that right here. There's going to be a bunch of little boulders that you can blow up right here with Reducto. I was kind of looking for this character token, but it's actually not in these boulders. It's actually on these piles of rock that's on the right-hand side, right in front of that Protonus character, the ghost-like deer right there. So that's it right there. So you need to destroy that little pile of rocks, and that's going to spawn our next character token for us. Also, you just need to walk up to this kind of ghost deer-like animal, and he will just become smaller and go away. So simply just walk into him, he will shrink and spawn your next character token to pick up. Also, at the top of this slope, we're going to get our final golden brick of this game. There is a hatch that you can interact with dark magic, so simply use a dark magic character. That's going to spawn a small little cannon shooter, and also some balloons that hang over the cliff edge with some targets on them. What you need to do is simply get into this little cannonball shooter and shoot all 3 of those targets. And when you shoot all 3 of those targets, the golden brick will then kind of be launched onto the top of this cliff for us to pick up. Again, this is the final gold brick if you've been following along in this guide. So pick that up, and you should have all 200. Again, it's going to show up as 201 for me, but again, that's because of the glitched one in Hogsmeade Station. Once you've picked that up, now we're going to get our next character token, so head back down that slope. Immediately at the bottom of the slope, just to the left, you should see some black and red vines that you can break with a dark magic character. So go ahead and do that, and then you'll have access to that next character token. Alright, so from that character token, just continue to the right. You're going to see the owl that we're going to bring actually our last red brick to. But right behind that owl is another set of black and red vines that we can break with dark magic, which will allow us to grab our next character token. Now we're going to grab our next Student in Peril just to the left of that character token that we grabbed. It's a little bit hard to see unless you have your Augmenti spell equipped, but there is a brown kind of plant on the ground that you can water with your Augmenti spell. When you water that, it will build a flower and also spew out our next Student in Peril, who I guess was actually underground, so we really saved his life. Also, in true Lego fashion, after you've grabbed that Student in Peril and after we have built that flower, now we just need to destroy the flower that we just built. So simply grab any spell, shoot the blue portion of the plant, it will explode and spawn our next character token. To the left of the plant that we just kind of built, there is another one on the ground. So again, it's easier to find if you equip your Augmenti spell and look kind of for the water symbol on the ground, but it is right here. This is going to spawn another plant, and you're going to have to shoot this one several times. I'm speeding it up because you do have to shoot this plant many times in order to eventually destroy it and spawn our next character token. Now we're going to grab our last red brick of the game. So we're going to head all the way to the right hand side. You're going to find a large mushroom that's in the ground. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use Wingardium Leviosa to bring that mushroom out of the ground. And what it's going to do, it's going to spawn 5 smaller mushrooms throughout this upper area. Once that's done, again, it's going to be like a little cutscene I just showed you. Now you actually need to ride the larger mushroom around over the 5 smaller mushrooms. Now I skipped one and I was like, wait a minute, I missed one, and I'm kind of looking around here for a second. But essentially, all you need to do is run over all 5 of the smaller mushrooms with the larger walking mushroom. And once you run over all 5, the red brick will spawn for you to pick up. And now we can take that to the owl that's at the back center portion of the upper area. He will fly away and unlock our final red brick in the game. Again, you'll have to purchase this from the Leaky Cauldron. Now for our next character token, you should see 3 kind of white creatures throughout this area. One is right beside the owl that we just used to unlock our red brick. What you need to do is just shoot those with any spell and it'll kind of run off. So there's that one. Then there's one to the left and kind of more toward the screen. He's actually right in front of a pond right here. Once we hit him, now head to the right hand side, and we're going to start heading down the path, and over to the right hand side at the very top of the slope is our 3rd and final creature. Once you've shot all 3 of them, they will all kind of run together in the central portion of this area, and whenever you walk over there, you simply just need to walk over here. It'll create a small cutscene. It's kind of lengthy, so I skipped it, but they'll kind of dance around, and at the end of that, your character token will spawn for you to pick up. For our next character token, just head south a little bit from where we were. You should see a pond right here, and there's going to be 3 frogs that are kind of around the edge of the pond. You simply need to shoot all 3 of those frogs. They will jump into the water, and you have got all of them into the pond, and your character's token will also spawn in the pond for you to pick up. So now we need to switch to a character that has dark magic. So again, we're taking a dark magic character to the top right portion of this wilderness area. When you get up here to the left of the gate, you should see some black and red vines again that we can use dark magic on, and blow those up and grab our next character token. Exactly like the one on the left hand side, again, we're going to use dark magic on the vines on the right hand side of the gate, and we'll get our next character token just the same way as we got the one on the left. Alright, so now we're going to kind of progress south a little bit. We're going to be going down the path just a little bit, and you should see a kind of snow path entrance on the right hand side. So it's right here. So once you go over here, there's going to be 3 trees that are covered in snow and ice. You need to use Wingardium Leviosa to pull the tree out of the ground and then smash it, and the snow and ice will then be off the tree. When the snow and ice is off, you can then shoot the tree with any spell to destroy it, and once you've destroyed all 3 trees, Ron in his winter clothes will be here for you to pick up. So now we're heading to our final character token of the game and our final collectible of the game. We've grabbed everything, so we're going to head down the slope where our tent was, and we're going to head to the right from our tent, and you're actually going to find a fishing pole on the ground that you can use Wingardium Leviosa on. So use Wingardium Leviosa on that fishing pole, and it will fish out our final character token out of the water here. So it's just going to sling that up onto the path, so walk into that, and that's going to be your final character token of of the game. So we've gotten all the gold bricks, all the character tokens, all the students in peril, all the red bricks, all the house crests from the story levels. Everything is complete. So we've gotten every collectible in this game. Now if you do press start, you may not be at 100% underneath the wizard hat. You can see we have everything, but that's because you need to purchase them as well. So as you're unlocking these red bricks, you will need to go to the Leaky Cauldron in order to purchase them after you've unlocked them. So be sure you purchase all the red bricks in the Leaky Cauldron, and also make sure you purchase all of your character tokens from Madame Malkin's as well. So you're going to have to go in here and purchase all the characters that you've unlocked. And one of the things that I want to show you, one of the achievements that you may still have is to collect 1 billion studs. Because we have all the golden bricks, if you go to the top room of the Leaky Cauldron where the projector is, you can actually build a model of Hogwarts now that you have all the golden bricks, and this model will actually just continuously spill out Lego studs. It will just constantly spit them out, so you can use all those red bricks that enhance your score and just rack up as many studs as you want to purchase anything that you may be missing. So I hope you guys found this helpful. As always, as all the collectibles in the Lego Harry Potter collection, I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it helpful, feel free to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.